Hello, and welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and today, the coolest freaking Lyra's books unboxing, if you will. I already took it out of the box here. As you can see, wow. This, my friends, is The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the lettered edition from Lyra's books, as exquisitely illustrated by Gregory Manchess. I don't know what's going on with the back there, if that's, discoloration in the leather or, something from the stamping process, not sure. L. Frank Baum's Wonderful Wizard of Oz, illustrated by Gregory Manchess, as lovingly produced by, I think it's got a rounded back, so it doesn't really open all the way. Lovingly produced by Lyra's books as part of their Lyra's Classics line. And this has, I forgot, this has not only the book, but a art portfolio as well. We're going to put this incredible Solander box on the side for now with its very, very bright yellow. And I do, off camera, have a numbered edition, which I have previously unboxed on the channel here. And we are going to do a side-by-side comparison. First, we're going to just observe the lettered in its absolute glory. Wow. Okay. Before we get in the book itself, let's look at some other stuff. This is just a little divider piece between the portfolio and the book proper. We have little postcards of sorts, one featuring the silhouettes of Dorothy and company, one being a little art print of Dorothy with the storm, very reminiscent of the art print that came of the Cowardly Lion with a numbered edition. I actually don't know. Was this the art print that came with all of the numbered editions? This one comes with all the lettered editions. Was it randomized? Just various pieces from the publication? I don't know. But I've only got the one of each to show, which is insane, saying I have only one of each, because they're both absolutely breathtaking in their own right. Exclusive to the lettered edition is this art portfolio, which features numbered prints, and I believe, I'm very delicate with this, Ziclé prints, each hand numbered. This is 12 of 26 of artwork that we are going to see within the book itself, which we've already seen within the book itself, and wow, and a hand-drawn sketch illustration by Gregory Manchess. That is freaking incredible. Manchess, if you are not aware, is a god amongst illustrators, and he is filling out his small press, fine press bingo card. He's currently working with Curious King on The Last Argument of Kings. He has just worked with Conversation Tree. He worked with Lyra's here. I think the only one he hasn't worked for in recent memory is Suntup. He has not worked for Suntup yet. So we can see kind of the onlave here of just different forms of leather. Very, very nice. Oh, it has silver on all three of the page edges. Beautiful. And, oh, wow. End papers by Freya Scott at Paperwilds. Now, these end papers actually look to be from the same stock as the numbered slipcase. You can see here on the right the numbered slipcase with the end papers for the lettered edition here. Almost similarly to the Treasure Island, Conversation Tree's Treasure Island, where the paper, the boards for the standard edition have the same material used as the end papers for the deluxe edition. That is just exquisite. This is letter L. Okay. 26 copies hand-bound with patchwork inlay techniques using the finest grade goatskin from Harmerton and Oak Ridge and J. Hewitt & Sons. I can't read today. There we go. It is inspired by the shafts of light in the forest, the colors of the Emerald City, and the balloon of Oz. There are 26 lettered and 8 green Roman numeral copies, so it's the same kind of publication standards as the lettered edition, but with the Roman numeral, which counts like the PC copies. This is printed on 180 grams per square meter Madrid litho mold-made paper. This is letter L, signed by Gregory Manchess there. Every aspect of this is an upgrade from the numbered edition, which is saying something, because the numbered edition is just stunning to begin with. But that one had Mohawk Superfine, I think 140 grams per square meter. This bumping it up to 160 grams per square meter. The artwork here, and I can't wait to do a side-by-side here. The artwork here is printed Ziclé and then tipped in and sewn into the binding itself, where it was offset litho prints in the numbered edition, which is still a very fine quality publication, very fine quality title. I mean, this is a short novel. This is a children's novel. So you are getting a exquisite illustration to page count ratio here from Gregory Manchess. This was actually a dream project for Manchess. He had worked with, God, actually, no, that might be a lie. That might be a lie. I was going to say, has he worked with Rich before? Gary Gianni was the one that did Dorian Gray, right? Was that Gianni, or did Manchess do Dorian Gray? I think it was Gary Gianni that's coming to my mind who did that one. I apologize if I'm getting that mistaken. But if I recall correctly, Rich went to Gregory Manchess and said, hey, what do you want to illustrate? We'll do whatever title we can that you want. And Gianni had said, I want to do Wizard of Oz as a dream project for me. And so there they are, doing the Wizard of Oz, doing his dream project in getting this exquisite edition from Lyra's. It is fully sold out. It's been fully sold out for some time from Lyra's, both editions. So if you did want to find one, you do have to go to the secondary market. Here is the Wicked Witch, which was interpreted in that sketch by Gianni in the artist portfolio. But wow. And they actually just had a newsletter where they talked about some other upcoming titles. They gave a status report on The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Paulo Coelho? I've never read The Alchemist. It's been on my list. I have it ordered. Numbered edition. But there are some forthcoming titles that were announced in there, including Don't Look Now by Daphne du Maurier, the same author who did The Birds, which kind of surprised me because that one's just a short story. I mean, the short story is like 30 pages to begin with, but it has like 30 interior illustrations, is what they said. So you're looking at like almost an illustration per page, it would seem, when it comes to that artist afterward. And oh man, what were the other titles? The Don't Look Now is the one that's sticking in my mind as the one he's doing. But wow, here you're going to see some very familiar names with Lyra's, with a lot of the other publications like Arete. You're going to have designer Marcelo Anciano, who works for Arete. He's one of the big guys behind Arete. You see him work with a lot of the hand and eye press. I think it actually says on here who printed it. It was printed, I believe, by Phil Abel, and there's signed by Richard Tong's signature there. Phil Abel, I'm pretty sure, printed this. But anyways, let's do a side-by-side. Now, admittedly, I will say that I do think I prefer the numbered enclosure to the lettered enclosure. I mean, I love the lettered style. I do love the yellow, the stark yellow, which I'm pretty sure is almost reminiscent of like the first edition, I believe was in yellow, to be the Yellow Brick Road. I do love the style and actual binding of the lettered enclosure, but I gotta say, I am impartial. I think I actually prefer the Freya Scott's marbled slipcase, but that's just my own personal preference. Freya Scott does god-tier marbling. I mean, clamshell, better than the slipcase. I do love the yellow there, but I gotta say, I do kind of prefer Freya's Marbling. Title-wise, I hate to say it. Cover-wise, I think I'm still going to have to give the edge, personally, to the numbered edition. Now, the lettered edition is exquisite. I love the different onlay of the different leathers. It is just expertly done. It is the better craftsmanship of the two. But the deep green leather of this numbered edition, I mean, if you were able to combine, the yellow with the deep green, have, one go with the other, I think it would be just, wow. It would be breathtaking. But I do have to say, I do love the just overall green color of this, even though obviously it is very different binding materials within the pair of them. The lettered is going to be a little bit thicker. You can even see it kind of side by side there due to the thicker paper stock. The numbered, I did do a whole video on this. It is gilded on top, not silver on each edge like that, but is gilded on top. The end papers here for the numbered edition are still present within the lettered edition, but hidden behind Freya Scott's end papers. So, point up to Freya Scott's end papers. This one, numbered edition, 250 copies, also signed by Gregory Manchess. Let's get to one of these illustrations here and see if we can do a nice little side-by-side on the print quality. And it might be even tough to see in the video here, not wanting to shade one in darkness. You can definitely see kind of the richer tone, at least in person, with the Z-Clay printed on the left. Kind of richer depth within the color changes. I mean, it's very minuscule, it looks like on the video itself. So, if you're like, well, they look kind of the same to me, you're not going to miss too much. It's not going to be like a night and day difference, but it definitely is a starker contrast to the colors itself within it, which I think might shine better in some of the other illustrations in here. What's a good one? That's probably a good one. Munchkins. Let's see if we can get a side-by-side with the Munchkins here. Just kind of see if we can... Like I said, it's kind of tough to tell with the lighting in here, so I'm trying to kind of alternate between it. Right now it's kind of hidden in the shadow of the other book, but there is definitely a deeper contrast to the colors in the Z-Clay. God, there was one that another book collector friend of mine had, where he kind of showcased in one image kind of the offset colors versus the Z-Clay colors, and it was just night and day in that one. Not as deep of a change within these, but it is definitely present within both of them. But wow, very, very nice. Paper itself, obviously, that's going to be a little tough to showcase between the two of them. I mean, it's, you're not going to be able to really tell. You can't really get a depth of the thickness of paper between one or the other in a video sense. And both of them are still very well printed, very nice. It's almost like a kind of a starker white in litho paper. I mean, this is kind of an off-white eggshell is technically what it is. It is superfine, Mohawk superfine eggshell. It kind of looks like a starker white on the lettered edition. But, I mean, it's very close. I mean, you're getting high quality regardless. But wow. Never thought I'd be able to even see or hold a lettered Lyra's books. Just absolutely exquisite. Now, I actually traded with the owner of this. There was part-way trade. So Numbered Oz is actually going to the person who sent me the lettered Oz here. It wasn't a one-for-one trade like this. That'd be one hell of an upgrade. There were other books involved, but one of the books was the Numbered Oz. So Numbered Oz is actually kind of going away, but he graciously allowed me to hold on to the Numbered Oz for part of this, in part for this video, to kind of do a side-by-side. But man, Richard Tong, one of the best bookbinders out there. I mean, that might be scandalous to say. There are a lot of exceptional bookbinders out there. That's not to say that Richard Tong is, the bookbinder out there. There's plenty of great bookbinders out there who do exceptional jobs with the titles that they're given. But Rich Tong, he's a busy man. I mean, he's been getting put to work left and right with with these different volumes from these different presses. And but when he does find the time, he does manage to put out some exceptional books of his own through Lyra's Classics, Lyra's Books. I mean, this is one of the finest fine presses out there, and that's tough to say because there are an exceptional amount of fine presses out there nowadays, especially since Conversation Tree and Curious King have all entered the picture. But man, Rich Tong, he helped pave the way for Conversation Tree and Curious King to do what they do. So check out Lyra's Books. Rich Tong does an exceptional job. They do sell out very quickly. But I think there might still be standard editions of The Alchemist available, but not many. If you wanted to see more Rich Tong titles or more Lyra's Books, I have a whole playlist of them below. Once I do receive The Alchemist, I'll do an unboxing video for that too. That's just the numbered edition. That's not, or I think it's deluxe is what it's called there. It's not going to be the lettered. This is kind of a one-off thing. I'll be exceptionally, eternally grateful if I ever get the chance to ever hold another lettered Lyra. But man, wow, that is stunning. But thank you guys very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel here. I do at least one book review a week, plenty of unboxings or book comparisons when I can get them. But plenty to keep you held over, including playlists for Conversation Tree, Curious King, Lyra's, Suntop, Subterranean Press, and then some. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Brent for this book trade, and we'll see you around next time.